The Warriors have agreed to re-sign Draymond Green for 4 years, $100 million. I believe the fourth year is a team option, or it could be a player option. So we know for sure Draymond Green will be with them for 3 more years. What do I think about this signing? Um, I would say it depends on who you are. Obviously, as someone who's not a fan of the Warriors, but I can be objective about this. I thought this was a terrible signing. But it shows that the Warriors are going to try to please Steph the next few years, Steph Curry, because I believe the only reason Draymond Green is still on this team, despite all the toxicity that he brings, is because of Steph Curry. Steph Curry has this unwavering loyalty towards Draymond. I think it's also because he benefits from what Draymond brings to the table for him. He benefits from Draymond's illegal screens, his dirty play, and just likes how Draymond is his bodyguard on the court. So I guess I can understand from Steph's perspective, but from a winning perspective, I think this is a terrible signing overall for the Warriors. I didn't think they're gonna. I'm not gonna say I didn't. I'm gonna say I don't think they're gonna ever win again with this guy. I just think they don't have enough talent to win with this guy anymore. Draymond Green to me is not a star. At his best, at his peak, he was an elite role player. That's who he was. But he's one of those guys that you cannot win with unless you have a stacked team. You had to have a team that's stacked in your favor to win with Draymond Green. They have to have an overwhelming talent advantage. I would say those days of the Warriors having that advantage are over. It's gone. Like, they'll never be as dominant as they were from that span from 2014, fall of 2014 up until, I would say, 2019. Yeah, I would say around that span. That was their most dominant span. Granted, they won a championship last year, but I really believe that championship was fluky. Some lucky things had to happen for them to win, and it's the reason why they couldn't win back to back, because they were not a dominant team, and it showed this year. I don't think they're ever going to win another title with Draymond again. So this was a terrible signing. Like, the biggest problem with the Warriors I could see during the playoffs was that they were grossly undersized. They didn't have enough size. This does not fix it. I've heard that the Warriors are actually going to start CP3, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond together. That's a grossly undersized team. And even with the explosion of small ball in recent years, I think the league is starting to shift back to a normal size lineup where you have a legit 7-foot center playing, and you have a power forward that's at least 6'8", 6'9", and you have big wings and everything. So I think those days of small ball prevailing are pretty much over. And if we're being honest, it only benefited the Warriors. But then again, they benefited from it because they had extreme talent and they could get away with it. All those guys I've listed, except for Andrew Wiggins in their starting lineup, they're all past their prime. I would say Curry is pretty much at the end of his prime. Maybe he still has a little bit of juice left, but I would say overall they're all out of their prime, those guys, except for Andrew Wiggins. So this signing doesn't help them. It doesn't help them address the size problem they have. And they're going to continue to lose to teams like the Lakers, Nuggets. Any team that has size is just going to crush them on the boards. That's all you have to do. If you're aggressive on the boards, you can beat the Warriors despite them being a great three-point shooting team. You can overcome it. So that's one of the biggest weaknesses they have, I would say. But I guess for them, it's not about winning anymore. That they don't want to rebuild. They just want to make Steph's next few years pleasant. I do think Steph Curry will retire in the next 3-4 years, but they want to keep him happy. So I guess I can understand from their perspective, and they want to keep their fans happy and let this team go out together, just their big three, like the Spurs did with Manu, Tony, and Tim. Grant Tony did leave for 1 year at the end of his career and then retire, but you get what I'm saying. However, I think they're just delaying the inevitable rebuild, which they should do right now. You can keep Steph while doing it. You can keep Klay, but Draymond to me is just so toxic that you can't develop young players around this guy. So it really hurts their chances to retool and rebuild by keeping him. I think this is a terrible signing, and I think this is one they're going to regret in years to come when they're not winning championships with Draymond, because Draymond is a salty guy to be around when he's not winning, and he's going to be extremely salty the next 3-4 years when the Warriors are getting their shit packed in. But that's how I feel about it. Horrible signing, but the Warriors love Draymond. They have like a cult following for this guy. Just I'll never understand it, but yeah, that was the move they decided to make.